direct difference of living away from family and living the comforts of living near the family.
Absolutely.
It was a big difference, you know, even though we enjoyed our stay when we were outside in different cities, but we could feel like Diwali, Thanksgiving, the or we like Holi, us tarah de kafi like, you know, celebrations hondiyan the we missed the company. We had friends, but like, you know, we missed that company of the sisters, ghar pura bhara honda hai, you know, all the maza that you take with the family and everything. We missed it. And then on our 4th year of marriage, we were back in Baltimore because of my residency, and we were having a daughter soon. So it all made perfect sense to return to our roots and back to near the family.
But let me ask you, when you're married, agar ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਿਆਹ ਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਾਫੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ culturally ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਹ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, you know, you have sister-in-laws, you have brother-in-laws, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਇੰਟਰੈਕਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ and correct me if I'm wrong ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਅਲੱਗ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਦਰ-in-law ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਪਤਾ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਾ ਨੇਚਰ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੈ, ਇਸ ਦਾ ਸੁਭਾਅ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੈ, so you can adjust yourself to that. ਹੁਣ if you don't have anyone like that, ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, how did ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ change ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ to learn all of this on your own? You know, you learn it by making mistakes and everything, but ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ change ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ?
I think, yes, you learn by making mistakes, that's for sure, you know, and that's priceless also. Mistakes teach you for the long run, you know. Without the mistakes, you listen and you maybe making it again or so, you know. So in my case, like, you know, of course there's adjustment period for every girl, even though my in-laws were far away, but every time we visited, there's a lot of understanding, get to know each other and understand each other's personality and everything. One of the things my parents always taught me was that you are not leaving us, rather you're gaining another set of parents. So it's 4 parents in your life. It should be 4 times the advice, 4 times the joy, 4 times the everything should be multiplied for you. You know, that's one of the ways that when I looked at it, it really helped me. If I really felt like, you know, distant from my in-laws or my parents, you know, it really helps to have more family members come in your life, and you know, you listen to everybody. You don't have to take their advice, but you listen and you get different perspectives. In the end, it's what suits us best, you know, our personal choice.
ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ and you don't know what you're getting into.
Absolutely.
You know, ਵਿਆਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਏ ਹੋ and then now people just leave you alone, and especially ਇਸ country ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ and most of the people they live alone.
Yes.
So ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ adjustment, it's not only adjusting कि लोगों नाल कैसे adjust करना है, it's how to adjust with each other.
Absolutely.
क्योंकि चाहे जितनी भी अच्छी, you know, how long you know someone, एक बार once you start living and once you're married, life totally changes.
I think it starts from beginning again, even if it was love marriage or you dated or whichever way. I think marriage itself, you start again.
Absolutely.
Oh, एक नया chapter है, totally.
There's no handbook for it. You learn by making mistakes and from your experiences. But let me ask you now, and I'm going to come back to ask you guys this question. तो तुसी भी इस दे बारे सोचना शुरू कर लो. You didn't live with, ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋਇਆ, you were on your own, both of you, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have arguments, you have fights, you yell and scream at each other. The way you yell and scream at each other is different कि अगर घर अंदर ਵੱਡੇ ਹੋਣ, mother-in-law, father-in-law ਹੋਣ, you know you're not going to be screaming.
No.
There is no way both of you will be screaming in that house.
Right.
Sure.
How do you find that difficult? How do you find that difference? I mean, do you feel the adjustment period जिस तरह तुसी क्या हैगा? You know, adjusting. Now put that same concept in your mind कि ठीक है, adjust ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ है by living by ourselves. We got to know each other and learned it by our mistakes. But you know, अगर ਤੁਹਾਡੇ mother-in-law ਨਾਲ ਹੁੰਦੇ, she could have told you, okay, you know what? इशू ये चीज़ नहीं पसंद हैगी, ये ना करना. उसने ये चीज़ नहीं पसंद हैगी, इस तरह करना. So you know, it makes that difference to you also, because I find that that's a huge help. ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਏ ਦੂਜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ already, you know, you have a cheat book, your mother-in-law, she can tell you what to say and do. So how do you feel about that?
I'll take this. The reason is, I'll tell you why. क्योंकि ना देखो, मैं आया सी of course India ਤੋਂ. So रिपी दी इत्थे whole family इत्थे रहंदी है.
Okay.
So that's a big benefit. I think for me it was a big benefit. क्योंकि I'm very close to Ripi's sister Reba. And my brother-in-law, and so it just made it very easy. कि कभी भी कोई गल हुई, without knowing, not I'm talking about arguments, but I got to know a lot more about her. क्योंकि naturally
you were cheating, you were asking the questions.
ठीक गल है. Even though वो नाल नहीं रहंदे सी, parents and of course brother-in-law and all of them, but की सी कि they were close enough कि कभी भी कोई गल हुई तो उन्हां नाल गल कर लीती or just go and see them.
Absolutely.
So it was a huge benefit.
It was a difference.
Yeah,
no
and
doubt.
then even when we visit to Calcutta, so of course there's always advice coming that what he likes, what he wants, and and you listen and you have to give the credit where the credit is due.
Absolutely.
That somebody has lived with him much longer and she's got an internal bond, some internal instincts that I will not have, and I cannot compare that. If I start comparing myself on that level, it's not fair. I'll be discrediting not only my mom-in-law, I'll be discrediting my mom, because as a mother, now that I'm a mother, obviously I can understand all this much better being a mother. Yes, so before my daughter came in my life, there were it's harder to understand. But yes, now that I'm a mother, I can understand everything that comes, whether from my mom or my mom-in-law, because I can see and see a point where they're coming from.
Good. Yeah. You know what, we'll take a few calls and then we're going to bring this question to you guys.
Okay.
Sat Sri Akal ji, aap kitho call kar rahe ho? Hello? I'm sorry, आप अपनी पीछे दी टीवी प्लीज थोड़ी कम कर दो, मैं थोड़ी आवाज टीवी दी आ रही है. ओके, मैं अपने व्यूअर्स ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੀ, ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਦੀ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਕਮ ਕਰੋ, because there's always a delay response ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਔਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਅੰਦਰ. So now you know what, before I even take calls, I'm going to come to you and I'll ask you guys this question. The adjustment period for them is much different than it is for you guys. Mm-hmm. You had your mother-in-law right there to tell you that Raj likes this, Raj doesn't like this is what he wants. So how did you feel about having, and you know what, their experience is different because they're learning it on your own. Yes. Your experience is different because someone's telling you.
Yes.
Did you feel like, wait a minute, I don't want to know this, I want to learn it on my own, I want to figure it out on my own?
In terms of the kitchen, I was actually very happy that she was there because it right off the bat, I knew what to buy, what to cook, what not to buy, what not to cook, and also the fact that the household was very comfortable in integrating Indian and American dishes.
Oh, good.
And actually, I have to credit my husband with this because he helped me to. I grew up in a non-vegetarian household, mm-hmm. and converted to vegetarianism in 1995, pretty much. I was slowly over the few years before that, his sister helped me convert, but by 95 I was fully vegetarian, and he sort of encouraged me to take a lot of the non-vegetarian dishes that I grew up with and convert them into a vegetarian style that I could offer to my in-laws. Because they've always been very supportive of me in wanting to integrate both cultures, mm-hmm. learn the Indian, but also integrate my American and my Jewish heritage into the house as well. They've always been very supportive of that. They're very thrilled that I've taken on as much of their heritage as I have, mm-hmm. but they're also very encouraging of having my two daughters learn about my heritage as well. So I've tried over the years to be incorporative of both cultures in the house.
That's very, Sharon, hats off to you again, coming from a different culture, accepting the culture, and of course accepting a joint family concept. Yeah. So really, I hope that our viewers can learn and see that look, somebody from outside is coming in and doing what we've been doing for years and making it work and doing her part of it. So, commendable, absolutely. We'll take a few calls and see what the viewers...
Again, before that, you asked a good question, and you talked about your mother-in-law telling you all about him. I think the biggest challenge for me, talking to my family, no, that's not me. Shut up, guys. Yeah. Because...
That's always the case. It's not about you once you get married, it's about her.
Them telling her about what I like, what I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what I liked when I was 10